Design is not just what it looks and feels like, design is how it works. And when you get all three of those things right, well, that's when you know that you've got something special. What's going on, everyone? Thanks for clicking on the video, and today we're gonna be talking about the Antank Nintendo Switch charge case. So you've probably noticed by now, just by taking a look at it, that this isn't your typical power bank. This is a full-on dedicated Nintendo Switch charge case. Similarly to Mophie's line of smartphone battery cases, the Antank battery switch case clips onto the Switch, so you won't have to deal with any loose hanging wires hanging from your Switch while you're playing and charging at the same time. Now, before we talk more about aesthetics, I want to run some quick specs by you guys. We're talking about a battery case here after all, so the most important thing here is performance. The case comes packed with a 6500 milliamp battery built into it, which means that it's going to essentially little more than double your Switch's battery life. I tested this battery pack running some of the more graphically intensive games on my Switch, a little bit of ARMS, some Breath of the Wild, and a bunch of Mario Kart. Needless to say, this thing is a beast. I got almost exactly 6.5 hours total playtime on one charge with my Switch wearing the battery case, which is really impressive when it comes to a portable console that's running some pretty hardware taxing games. I really like the addition of the storage slot for game cards, where you can store up to 2 additional game cards. Now, they didn't have to put something like this in the case, but the fact that they did is a nice little touch. It just makes it easier when you're traveling and you're bringing additional games with you on the go. Now, with all that power does come a little bit of compromise. This case is definitely gonna add some weight to your Switch. It weighs in at about a half a pound, and you're definitely gonna feel the difference when your Switch is wearing it. I found it a little bit more taxing to hold and play the Switch in handheld mode for longer periods of time while using this case. It's one of those things where you start out playing with your Switch placed comfortably right in front of you, but then after about 10 minutes of playing it, you find it just sort of resting in your lap because your arms are too tired from holding it up from all that time. But that's not really too big of a problem if you plan on playing a lot in tabletop mode, which is perfect for people who travel often. And that's exactly who this case is for. It's a case for someone who finds themselves in situations where they won't be able to get to an outlet for about 3.5 hours. But it also begs the question, if you're on the road that often and you're willing to carry around a half-pound battery pack with you, why wouldn't you just invest in something that's a little bit more expensive but could charge all of your devices multiple times? Take this AUKEY 20,000 milliamp power bank for instance. It can charge your Switch about 4.5 times. Not to mention, you can simultaneously charge all of your other devices as well. Now, I understand the convenience factor of actually having a battery that's attached to your device itself. I've owned a Mophie for years, and I loved having that extra battery boost when I started to run low halfway through the day. But one of the biggest downsides of this case, besides its weight, is its feel. It changes the entire form factor of the Switch while you're playing in handheld mode, and I personally think that it takes away a little bit of its elegance and sort of makes it look like a weird mini early 2000s flat screen TV. Instead of being able to comfortably lay your fingers over the backside of the Switch while you play, you're sort of forced to really grip the Joy-Con with your fingertips, which ends up feeling pretty unnatural. Now, I know it sounds like I'm being a little hard on this case, but honestly, I think it's a pretty decent product for what it does and for its price of $50. However, I just feel like it's a little too bulky to justify being a portable battery case for the Switch. In time, more cases like this will come, and they're gonna be a lot slimmer. But it's really up to you if you want to jump in this early right now and pick up something like this in its current form. It's definitely a first-gen type of product, but I'm sure that the future ones will get a lot better. Antank did a really great job creating a battery pack that works really well with the Switch. It does exactly what they said it does. It adds a lot of extra battery to your Switch, but at the same time, you're sacrificing a lot of what makes the Switch special. It's definitely not dockable anymore, and it becomes substantially heavier. Not to mention, they even put the charge port in a really weird and uncomfortable place to play and charge. However, if you're looking for a battery pack that you can just slap right on your Switch, well, then this isn't too bad of an option. I personally see myself as using this as one of those things that I try and remember to take with me when I go on long trips. However, I'll probably never keep it consistently on my Switch. But I want to hear some of your thoughts on this battery case. Would you use something like this for your Switch, or do you prefer the types of power banks that you can just plug multiple devices into? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you enjoyed the video, please remember to like it and subscribe for more Switch videos just like this one. Thanks, and have a great day.
Sword in the gutter.
It's like a perfect replica of Finn's sword.
Yeah, no. I guess that means that, you'll be Jake then.
No, you be Jake.
No, you're
You're gonna be dead.